This episode of First Cup is brought to you by Wishing Stars Native Creations, Fine Art Today, and Marshall Woodworking. Check out these companies and many more by going to the Friends page at tinyurl.com/Gunther's House or tinyurl.com/Gunther Mobile.
And they're, oh, look at these guys. Hi. Hello, kids. Oh. All right. Hey.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Well, have you heard about this in the news, my friends? India is planning to put female monkeys on birth control pills to control the monkey population. You know, that's so much easier to do that than to teach the male monkeys how to put on condoms. Good morning, my friends. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, November 20th, 2013. And you know what that means. It's time for your first cup. From Studio 4, I'm Joe Haffner. It is Wednesday, November 20th, 2013, and happy Hump Day once again. It's a beautiful, chilly morning here in North Missouri, and it's about to get a whole lot colder. I'll have details on that forecast coming up in a few minutes on the program, as well as the nationwide weather forecast, the latest in news headlines, along with the CBS World News Roundup, the composers-datebook, the writers-alamanac, Today in History, celebrity birthdays, the song of the day, and the Hump Day song, plus a whole lot more. And as a matter of fact, as I start this broadcast, just got a text message here from CNN, something regarding Missouri. Let's see what that's all about. Well, that's a calendar. Where are my text messages? Okay, that makes a little more sense. Yes, Missouri executes white supremacist serial killer Joseph Paul Franklin. Yeah, that was late last night, early this morning. And, good. Don't need that scum around. Alright? I'm all for people expressing their beliefs, but when you go around bringing physical and emotional harm to others, when that is your modus operandi, I ain't got time for that kind of nonsense. Anyway, hopefully I'm a little bit more coherent today. I know my voice is still very gravelly because I literally just got out of bed roughly about 10 to 15 minutes ago. You ever just have one of those nights where it seems like you toss and turn and you're just glad to be awake? And I had one of those nights. As a matter of fact, I was dreaming I was a script supervisor for a Knight Rider reboot. Like we needed another Knight Rider reboot. I loved the show growing up. Knight Rider 2008 was okay, but the show didn't have much direction. And other incarnations of the show, like Knight Rider 2000 that came out in 1991. That was appalling. Well, anyway, I was supervising the script, and it was kind of true to the original series, more true to the original series, basically twisted up the original script. But one of the things I remember from the dream is the scene in which Michael gets shot. I don't know what, I figured out what it was that brought it up, that memory last night. It wasn't that I watched the show, because I haven't watched it for a while, but I was watching, I think it was NCIS. No. I was watching Hannibal Lecter Monday afternoon on AMC, and there was a scene in which a guy had his skull, the top of his skull, cut open, and I guess it must have triggered some memories or something. But anyway, that scene in which Michael gets shot, for those of you who see the original Knight Rider episode, is called Night of the Phoenix. If Michael got shot at that close of range, they would not have been able to put him back together. Chances are he probably wouldn't have survived, even with a metal plate in his head, in his character's head. But if he got shot at that close of a range, I can't believe that he could be rehabilitated as fast as he was. Now, I can understand the emotional scarring. They did make a point of that later on in the series, but there were just a lot of flaws in that script. Well, anyway, getting back to my dream, that scene in which Michael gets shot, and one of the things that bugged me about the show was that if he loved his fiancée so much from his former life, why did he not mention it until about 6 months into the show? If he loved Stephanie that much, he would have been as comfortable fooling around with other women, even though that Stephanie had no idea that he was still alive. Well, anyway, getting back to the dream, this is putting the show into context for those of you that have not seen it. In the dream, Michael gets shot. It's like he goes into some department store or some bank building or something. Stephanie's outside. Well, there's some kind of robbery or something that goes on inside. Michael gets shot, and the force of the blast, whatever it was, I can't believe a pistol could do this, but anyway, the force of the blast throws him back, and I'm on the set laughing. And everybody's going, what is wrong with this guy? So I had that image in my head. And then another scene that I remember is some guy test driving KITT. And they're out on a beach somewhere. And I'm thinking, this is the world's most sophisticated car, supposedly. And that's what we're trying to portray here. But he goes across this tarp on the beach. Why it was there, I don't know. Why they put it in this particular spot. Well, the stunt driver drives across it, and the car is getting tangled up with this, and they're trying to get off there. So I'm laughing again. I don't often laugh at dreams, but last night, at least that I can remember, but I was laughing my full head off. And then there was a scene in which Michael Knight was getting ready to go out to go after Tanya Walker, the woman that shot him in the face. And then, this is really going to make a lot of sense in a month or so, or years from now when I listen to this podcast. But I just wanted to record this. But anyway, the other scene that I distinctly remember is Michael Knight was in a kitchen somewhere, probably his apartment. Supposedly he had one in the show, but we never saw it. Well, he's in his apartment, and he had like fried chicken and I forgot what else that had been out all night. Was one of the lackeys helping to modify KITT or whatever to make sure he's ready for the road was there too. But he was some kind of lush and was having personal problems. Anyway, Michael's like, I don't really have time to deal with this, and he picks up this piece of chicken that's been in a frying pan all night in a sink. Yeah, I want to eat that. And I'm thinking, you're going to get food poisoning. And then it's like, come on, buddy, we have to go. No, you can do this at your own apartment. I gotta get out of here. That kind of thing. But those are the things that I distinctly remember from that dream last night. Speaking of last night and television, Well, this is no dream. I was kind of faded in and out watching the new NCIS because I was downloading some other programs. I'll get to the legal stuff here in a moment, but I wanted to get this off my chest. I'll tell you what. I'll talk about NCIS after I get to the emails stuff, okay? First of all, if you have emails that you'd like to send, complaints, likes, dislikes about the show, Song of the Day request, as well as a request for a New Year's Eve program, which, by the way, is in pre-production as we speak, and consult the Google Calendar. It's still in flux, but check out the latest program schedule on the Google Calendar by going to my website. I'll give you that address in just a moment. But anyway, send your emails to Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. That's Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. Also, you can, we'll see, what else was there? Or you can call me on the Skype account at G800-486-8437. That's G800-486-8437. Leave a message there. Follow me on Twitter at joe-haffner99. That's the letter J, last name spelled Haffner, the number 99, joe-haffner99. Also, you can friend me on Facebook if you're so inclined. Get the hot link directly off of my website, which is tinyurl.com/Gunther's House. That's good on your PC, Mac, Linux, or tablet computer, or on your smartphone at tinyurl.com/Gunther Mobile. Just a couple of convenient ways to follow me there and check out my website. And you can also listen to previous episodes of this show many ways now. I've set up several ways, including through the Stitcher app, which you can get the hot link directly off the opening page of my website. Also, the Spreaker app at Spreaker.com. Be heard. And look for Gunther's House of Friends. And now, finally available on iTunes. I set it up last night, and it is good to go. Look for Gunther's House of Friends on iTunes, and look for the full feed, and you'll get all the shows from this podcasting network. All right? Gunther's House of Friends. It's good, available on your iTunes, so if you got an iPod, iPhone, iPad, mini iPad, you can do it that way. And plus, another program called Miro. It's Miro at getmiro.com. And there's another way you can download shows that way. And I'm working on getting it available on the Windows Store and possibly on Zune. But I'm still working on that. But you can definitely get this program now available on iTunes. Okay. Plus other shows that I produce, such as Joe's Retro Radio. Episode number 3 is coming up this Sunday, November 24th, in which I will have 3 hours of programming, roughly a little over 2 hours, but celebrating Thanksgiving as we look to Thanksgiving's past. And it's coming up at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time this Sunday night. Okay? Alrighty. Now, getting back to NCI. Oh, by the way, good grief, Joe. Well, I'll mention that later. Anyway, getting back to NCIS, I was watching the show last night and setting up these other things, downloading some fresh audio for this network. And they've got a new character on there. I hadn't seen her before, so I don't remember what I did last Tuesday for sure. I guess I watched NCIS. It doesn't stand out in my memory that well. But anyway, they have a new character on there. And I think her name is Gracie. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. But from what I could tell, she's kind of this ditzy blonde. And I thought, you're going for the ditzy blonde routine? I mean, she's intelligent, but she has no field experience. And yet she's finding herself out in the field all the time. And she's making all these Lucille Ball type mistakes. And I'm thinking, this show is lining itself up with the ramp to jump the shark. Please straighten this character out, but don't. I hope this isn't going to be week after week of, oh, Gracie did this, Gracie did that. You know, if I wanted to see that or hear that, I'll watch or listen to the George Burns and Gracie Allen program, okay? I don't need to see it on NCIS. I love this show. It's well done.